Charlotte Hornets franchise has been around for 30 years, but it hasn't experienced any success. Exactly 20 years ago was the last time this franchise won at least 50 regular season games, and currently the team also owns the title of the worst season in NBA history by winning percentage, with only 7 wins in 66 games in the lockout-shortened 2011-2012 season. But the history isn't all bad. The franchise has made the playoffs 10 times, and the greatest player of all time is now the owner of the franchise. I know, I'm pushing. Hello everyone, hope you're doing better than my sick self, and today I want to tell you the full history of the Charlotte Hornets franchise. It all started in 1985, when the NBA announced that it plans to expand the league by 3 teams. One of the possible expansion teams was Charlotte. An entrepreneur, George Shinn, wanted to have an NBA team in Charlotte area, and one of the biggest reasons for having a team in Charlotte was the Charlotte Coliseum, which could fit 24,000 spectators, the largest arena for an NBA team. On April 5, 1987, David Stern called Shinn to tell that Charlotte will participate in the upcoming 1988-89 NBA season. The planning process started. The team was supposed to be named Charlotte Spirit, but after a name-the-team contest, it was called the Charlotte Hornets. The team chose teal as its primary color and had pinstripes on uniform, which at that time was something new. One thing wasn't right from the start though. Instead of investing into young players, team owner decided to go the other route by acquiring veterans to make the team competitive from day one. The 1988-89 season was a failure. Only 20 wins and 62 losses. The best players on the team were veterans, Kelly Tripucka, Kurt Rambis, and Rex Chapman. Next season was even worse. Charlotte managed to win only 19 games, but never mind the worst record, there were some positives. Youngsters, both 25 at the time, Muggsy Bogues and Del Curry, started to play more and produce more. Curry was averaging cool 16 points per game as a bench player, and Muggsy Bogues was averaging almost 11 assists per game as a super undersized point guard. In 1990-91 season, the team saw a minor improvement by winning 26 games, but the best decision came in the 1991 NBA draft, when Charlotte Hornets drafted power forward Larry Johnson with the first pick of that draft class. For the next 5 years, Johnson would become the cornerstone of the Charlotte Hornets franchise. With Larry Johnson averaging a double-double, Charlotte Hornets were better, but not quite a playoff team yet. 31 wins on the season, best season to date, but no playoffs. But then, they once again nailed the draft, as with the second overall pick, they took Alonzo Mourning. Charlotte now had an all-star frontcourt, an undersized but very good passer in Muggsy Bogues, an up-and-coming shooting guard in Kendall Gill, and a 6th Man of the Year candidate in Del Curry. The team finally looked like a good team, and the most important thing was that each of the core players was young. 1992-93 season was the first season the Charlotte Hornets franchise made the playoffs. They had their best regular season with 44 wins and even made all the way to the conference semifinals, where they lost to the New York Knicks. Next season, Charlotte was battling with injuries to their top stars in Mourning and Johnson. Subsequently, they won 41 games on the season and narrowly missed the playoffs. Charlotte bounced back in a big way for the 1994-95 season, as they won 50 games in the regular season, but failed in the playoffs, losing in the first round to the Chicago Bulls in 4 games. After the season, Charlotte shocked the basketball world by trading their best player and franchise face Alonzo Mourning to the Miami Heat for Glenn Rice, Matt Geiger, and Khalid Reeves. Surprises continued at the beginning of the 1995-96 season as well. One of the most popular players, Muggsy Bogues, got injured just 6 games into the season, and before the trade deadline, the recently acquired Khalid Reeves and Kendall Gill were traded for an all-star guard, Kenny Anderson. While all acquired players made contributions, the overhauling of the team left its mark. They won only 41 games and missed the playoffs once again. Kenny Anderson declined the extension, and Charlotte was about to start everything over again. They traded away their star in Larry Johnson for power forward Anthony Mason. That worked out. They also acquired Vlade Divac from the Los Angeles Lakers for the rights to rookie Kobe Bryant. That obviously didn't work out, as Kobe went on to become one of the greatest players in NBA history, while Vlade Divac was just a solid piece. But never mind the Kobe fail, Charlotte did have its best season as a franchise. They won 54 regular season games. Anthony Mason turned out to be a great addition. Glenn Rice was scoring almost 27 points per game. Vlade Divac was solid with 12 points and 9 rebounds per game. Muggsy was healthy, and Del Curry still was scoring off the bench. Once again though, Hornets failed in the playoffs. A first-round loss in 3 games against the New York Knicks. 1997-98 season started with a bang, as Hornets traded one of their original faces of the team, Muggsy Bogues, just 2 games into season. In exchange, they got point guard David Wesley and Bobby Phills. With the new starting lineup and some great play from Glenn Rice and Anthony Mason, Charlotte Hornets won 51 games, making back-to-back trips to postseason. This time, they went as far as the second round of the playoffs, where they lost to the Chicago Bulls. In a lockout-shortened 50-game season of 1998-99, Hornets traded their star Glenn Rice to the Lakers and managed to win 26 games, but failed to make the playoffs. For the next 3 years, Hornets would make the playoffs, but get eliminated in the first or second round, and because of the low attendance numbers, it was decided to move the team to New Orleans. The part of the deal though was that Charlotte would get a new team 2 years later. For the next few years in New Orleans, the new team would make the playoffs, but get eliminated rather quickly in the first or the second round. As promised, Charlotte got back their team in 2004. The new team would be named the Charlotte Bobcats, and in the 2004 expansion draft, Charlotte selected Gerald Wallace, Primoz Brezec, and Jason Kapono. With the acquired second pick of the 2004 NBA draft, Charlotte selected Emeka Okafor. The new team was ready. Well, at least on paper they were. The season turned out to be the worst in franchise history, with only 18 wins in 82 games. All Charlotte had was some solid players, but no superstars. Emeka Okafor, however, won the Rookie of the Year award, averaging 15 points and 10 rebounds. In the 2005 draft, the Bobcats chose Raymond Felton and Sean May. The team improved just slightly and finished the season with 26 wins. After the season, Charlotte got some media attention when one of the greatest basketball players ever, Michael Jordan, bought a minority stake of the team. The greatest player ever couldn't deliver the success to the team, and even acquiring Larry Brown as the head coach didn't help. For the next 3 years, the team would see only minor improvements, but mostly it was stagnancy and missing the playoffs. The best the team could achieve was 35 wins in 2008-2009 season, and that was it. During the 2009-2010 season, Jordan became the first former NBA player to own the majority of a franchise. The move maybe somewhat encouraged Charlotte's players, and the team got to the playoffs again by winning 44 games in the regular season. It was a short trip though, a loss in the first round. Next 3 seasons were a wash. After a bad start to the 2010-2011 season, head coach Larry Brown was fired. Paul Silas didn't do much better, and the season ended with 34 wins. And then came the worst season in NBA history, where the Charlotte Bobcats won only 7 games, and up to this day hold the worst regular season winning percentage in NBA history. And the 2012-2013 season wasn't much better, with only 21 wins. Once again, Charlotte was changing head coaches, and this time it was Steve Clifford who got the gig. The move proved to be a good one, as Charlotte made the playoffs with 43 wins, but the most of the success definitely was because of the better talent. Kemba Walker, Al Jefferson, Gerald Henderson, and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. No superstars, but definitely better than what they had before. The playoffs were once again short, a loss in the first round. But some changes were coming. Before the 2013-2014 season, Jordan submitted a request to rename the team back to Charlotte Hornets, and the move was approved. For the next 4 years, back as the Charlotte Hornets, the team would be a borderline playoff team, but nothing more. Only 1 playoff appearance in 4 years and no draft games. This year, Charlotte Hornets are actually playing good, and one of their stars is playing great. Yes, I'm talking about Kemba Walker, who has been a fabulous player this season. But let's also remember that he's a free agent after the season, so what happens if he leaves? Michael Jordan hasn't converted his greatness as a basketball player into a great manager and owner, yet. Charlotte Hornets have some good pieces, but when will we see some real improvements? In my opinion, Kemba has to stay. Right now, he's the only marketable star in Charlotte. They also need to draft better. Besides the Kemba Walker pick in 2011, they have nothing to show for their draft success. The Charlotte Hornets franchise currently has the 5th worst all-time record in NBA history, with 988 wins and 1,260 losses. The Charlotte Hornets have only a 44% winning percentage. Can it get better? Can Michael Jordan bring success to Charlotte? I think there are positive signs. Bringing in an experienced basketball mind in Mitch Kupchak helps. You have a possible superstar on your team in Kemba Walker. All you have to do is draft better and win more. Sounds easy. What do you think, guys? Can Charlotte Hornets finally be better than a middle-of-the-pack team? What will it take for the franchise to finally achieve something greater than a first-round playoff exit?
As you would say, we heard you. It says nothing about Odell, the fact that he wore the watch. Look, Nadal wore a watch and won the U.S. Open. But that's not a full contact sport. It's not against the rules. And
that's tennis.
And it's a one-on-one sport. That's the point.
Oh, my God. I played tennis. I wore a skirt.
Can I make my point?
Yes, sorry. I couldn't control myself.
So yesterday, I was going through my casual evening of ESPN. The football season has started, NBA season is still a good month away, and I'm a big football fan as well. I was watching the video you saw at the beginning, and I was like, damn, can it stop? Okay, whatever. Let's just do it, guys. I've been the bad guy for some people anyway, so what the hell? And I know this is supposed to be an NBA and only NBA channel, but it will relate to the NBA in a way. Trust me. Hey guys, Purple Prince here, and today we're doing something totally different. We'll take a look at Molly. Yup, the woman everyone loves and hates at the same time. She's a moderator of ESPN's First Take, a wife of ex-NBA player Jalen Rose, and the hero of today's video. Before I start to touch on some really bad things, let me just tell you that she's a very beautiful woman. She's got a great body, a hot body, but for a while now she's been very obnoxious. She's always interrupting, she has to give her 2 cents about a lot of topics, and then sometimes she even gets offended even though she wasn't a part of the subject to begin with. All that just gave me motivation to make a video about her, and maybe, just maybe, you'll enjoy it too. So in the beginning, let's just take a look at the definition of a moderator. A discussion moderator or debate moderator is a person whose role is to act as a neutral participant in a debate or discussion, holds participants to time limits and tries to keep them from straying off the topic of the questions being raised in the debate. Sometimes moderators may ask questions intended to allow the debate participants to fully develop their argument in order to ensure the debate moves at pace. Sometimes? Are you kidding me? Sometimes? How about often or always? For a while now, she has ditched her job description and always finds a way to interrupt someone. By the way, I'll be using the great montages of Molly from FK Sports YouTube channel, so make sure you check out his videos. I'll link his channel in the description. Let's start with some NFL stuff.
I don't like it, Max.
Really?
We're getting it right here. What is special about Flacco? One-time Super Bowl?
Big arm. He's a big arm.
Big arm.
By the way, there also
And
is
he's
this,
shown he can do it in the playoffs.
and there's the, because of
So is
that.
Keenum.
This is
And it's not as good as it used to be.
People are playing into their 40s.
well, one
I'm
guy.
just saying. I'm just saying who are really the other options that are out there. But
No, I would rather have Nick Foles than Joe Flacco.
But we're saying
No question.
mid-round pick,
Well, so
and I
what
know
is-
they're not releasing the deals. Don't you think Nick Foles is going to go for more than
Yeah,
that?
but you also have to
Hold on,
pay
let me answer
Flacco. He
that.
makes a lot of money. Flacco, you have to pay for stuff you're not going to get.
Foles is going to demand more than Flacco.
But the reports,
and they still could be drafting
Molly,
a
the
quarterback.
reports are.
Flacco's not Peyton Manning. What is it? If you're a tough out
But
and a lot of the other parts of your team are winning.
You talk about Peyton Manning all the time, that he was a shell of himself.
He was.
And this is a good defense.
He was, and he didn't have an arm, but he still had a very quick CPU.
But
That's always what
Flacco
Peyton
has an arm. No one said that he has a low football
But he doesn't
intelligence.
read defenses the way Peyton Manning did.
I'm trying to look around and I watched that clip like 5 times and I just couldn't catch the moment where somebody asked for Molly's opinion. What comes out is a debate that's always being interrupted. Max and Will can't make their points without being interrupted, and all in all, it just makes up for a great comment section for that video. And now, like I said, we relate to the NBA.
The most important thing for them was to send a message to players going
God.
forward. You can't sit out. You can't get around our system.
How do you know it's that deep? Maybe they just didn't like the offer.
You can't get around. Oh, that's your opinion. This one is mine. You can't get around our system. We are going to toe the line to make sure that we send you a message.
Oh yeah, Molly, they just didn't like the offer. That's why they took an offer from the Lakers in the summer when their GM from the season was gone. Can you see why she just should stay a moderator? No offense, but to analyze something you have to go deeper, not just shout out the most simple thing ever. It's not comparing apples to apples, Molly. And how about this one?
Angelo said that in every slab of stone, there's a great sculpture waiting to be discovered. The Celtics are that
That's what I felt
slab.
about my body. There's just a layer over it, and underneath it's going to be
Yes,
a great
Molly, the whole
sculpture.
country feels very sorry for you based on
Whatever.
Based on the fact that that people don't find you attractive
Yeah.
physically. That's I know a big problem for you,
Yeah.
and you know you probably could. I don't know what you can do.
Somebody
about it.
doesn't.
Just a winter layer. Keep going.
Those are the breaks, Molly.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest of them all? You are, Molly, you are. We get that you're pretty. I mentioned that right at the beginning of the video. Is this a debate about Kyrie Irving or a debate group called Interrupters Anonymous? There was absolutely no reason to make herself a part of this debate, let alone a part of the subject. Chill, princess. Whole country feels that you shouldn't interrupt. The next one is Molly just being a good wife, which isn't a crime, I guess, and I'm glad she did the research, or probably just somebody told her that, but nobody asked her to elaborate on the subject.
Jalen Rose.
Yeah.
You familiar with him? Yeah. He does a segment called The Class of '81 about bad defense.
Yeah, I hate that
because
segment.
He was on Kobe Bryant the night Kobe scored 81 points.
People often like to bring that up to me, that
Yeah.
it was only 17 points that he was guarding Kobe.
Yeah.
Like,
All right,
come
listen.
on, let it go. Who cares?
Stop sticking up.
Well, with
Jalen
all
can
due
stick up for him.
respect,
That's what I
He
hate.
has a better
That's
sense
what
of
I
about it than you
said
do.
to him. I'm like, I hate the segment.
listen.
And I talked to Kobe about it. There's 5 other guys
You want to
guarding
call
me.
it Class of 17? Listen,
Yeah, I'm mad about it. Change it.
and
This one probably touched her feelings. I mean, who likes her beloved one to get cooked? But Jalen Rose did get cooked. And yeah, whatever, 81 points, 17 strictly on Jalen, who cares? He got cooked. No reason for you, Molly, to get upset about it just because you're married to a guy who on that day was part to blame for why Kobe scored 81 points. Just saying.
22 and 8 in 21 minutes.
He had 8 rebounds.
That's it.
Yeah.
22 and 8. This is what he does.
Yeah, thanks. We didn't see the box score. We didn't see the game. We haven't seen Anthony Davis play, and if it wasn't for you, Molly, we wouldn't know that he had 22 points and 8 rebounds, not the other way around. Because this is the 60s, you know, when players were averaging more rebounds than points. You just have to interrupt again and feel like you emphasized the point Stephen A was making. Jeez. Just to freshen it up, back to NFL.
he was in very high demand. You could have gotten something good for Collins, but instead you just let him walk. So now you got to replace him with a fine player, but
Peppers can ball.
Odell Beckham Jr. is a generational talent.
Jabril Peppers, latter half of the season, did look good in Cleveland. We can't deny that.
Yeah, let me add
He's
one
got
thing.
some potential.
He struggled at free safety his first year. Him to strong safety.
Like Landon Collins.
He had a breakout year. Can I throw out my
He's younger
scenario
and
for
cheaper.
you really quick?
He's
Because I
younger and
have a
cheaper.
scenario for you to calm down. If the chips fell exactly where we want them to, right? So Jabril Peppers continues on his breakout year and turns out to be an upgrade for Landon Collins.
At strong safety, an upgrade from
Yeah,
Collins is
okay,
a really good strong safety.
Yes,
Go ahead.
let's just pretend.
Collins just got like an $80 million contract. I wonder why that is,
Let's
but go
just
ahead.
pretend, all right? All right.
That's a good point.
They get Haskins. Okay, so now we have a quarterback. And they get DK Metcalf. I texted you this guy last night. He is a beast. He's Julio Jones. Have you seen him from Ole Miss?
Yes, I know exactly who Metcalf is. I know the 40 he ran.
Yeah,
yes.
Imagine that's our team. How do you feel?
Molly, they picked up the pick because they think they're going to have to move up in the first round in order to get Haskins. They only have to do that because they insisted on trying. They beat the Bears, right? They did this intentionally.
DK Metcalf had a good first game, but he's not on the Giants, so yeah, there's that. And Jabril Peppers is a good player, but no Landon Collins, and he can't save the Giants anyway. And yeah, they didn't get Haskins. So all that let me throw out my scenario out there was just completely useless, and it didn't come to fruition anyway. Up to the next one.
How about this? You said that if you came out and you told me last Thursday or Friday that we'd be talking about tipped stunts, would I be surprised? No, I wouldn't, because you know why? Because it goes back to coaching. And when I was started, hold on, when I started at the beginning of the season, what did I say to you? I said if they can overcome coaching. That's a coaching problem.
Hold up.
You would get to apply for refereeing anything.
What are you doing? You're sitting up here with 2 Giants fans and a Steelers fan.
Molly,
where were the Steelers? Where were the
not just
Giants?
that.
We were the laughing stock of the NFL, this Giants team.
However,
And it's
the
a
Giants
talented
and
roster
the Steelers
that
have won
underperformed.
multiple Super Bowls in
The
the last
Steelers
decade
weren't even in the playoffs. You guys won a playoff game. It was
Molly
a great
just
season.
came to my defense. It's the first in first take history. I don't even know what to do at this moment except double down. Because not only are your teams not in it, and not close to as far as the Cowboys, who were 2 wins away from the Super Bowl. You, my friend, predicted them to get last in the NFC East.
That's right.
And you, my friend, predicted them to go roughly 8-8.
Okay.
You guys much further away from accurate analysis
So
than the
let's
guy
get it
who
right
said
now.
2 wins
You
from the
should
Super
feel
Bowl.
better about yourself.
Hold on. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Wait.
No, you should.
Will, that's not a fair charge, actually.
Who said anything about the Giants? Who said anything about the Steelers? This was a segment about the Cowboys, about Jason Garrett, about how the Cowboys could improve and what could be done to get further in the playoffs next year. Molly didn't present anything new here, at least to me. Couldn't care less about what she said. And we should finish this with NBA stuff.
He would be on the All-NBA worst team, actually.
My God.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Look,
You're kidding.
The point is this.
Go home.
The point is this.
You go home.
He averaged.
Goodbye. Kobe Bryant's on the worst team. Goodbye.
He averaged 22 points a game, and people who know no better will point to that. But there's only one, you have to do per possession. 29% from the field. Okay, what he shoot from 3 points, right? Sorry, 29% from 3. He shot 5 threes a game. 5 threes a game at 29%. His field goal percentage, 37% on the season. On the season, 37%. The following season, he shot 7 threes a game at 28%, a 36% field goal percentage. So do you agree that if someone shoots 7 threes a game and shoots under 30% and shoots under 40% from the field and takes 1 million shots a game, that's a terrible offensive player?
You called him the most destructive player in the NBA.
But the all-worst team,
Well,
some
here's
of
the
these
problem.
guys, and I'm not saying he played at Giannis's level for 3 years, but Giannis is on this team for the last 3 years of his career right now, right?
Did you notice how calm it became when Molly walked off the set? Did you notice that nobody cared when she walked off the set? The fact is, she once again tried to make that segment about herself, about how she feels, and she stole Stephen A's move of walking off the set and tried to be what? Popular? She expected what? People to talk about her walking off the set instead of the debate? Just another instance of Molly thinking she's the star of the show. And let's remember the very definition of being a debate moderator. Stay neutral, make sure the debate moves at pace, don't interrupt it with your 2 cents, or even worse, walking off the set and taking cameras off of the main heroes of the show. I would like to continue, but this would probably take 10 hours at least, and somewhere in between those 10 hours, I would probably get interrupted by the one and only Molly Qerim Rose. Molly, you're a very beautiful woman. You're a very successful woman, and I'm sure Jalen is a happy man for having you as a wife. But from now on, could you please stay true to the definition of your job and be less of an interruption? Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I know you watch these debate shows as well, so please use comment section to write your thoughts about Molly. Is she that annoying sometimes, or is it just me? What are your favorite moments of Molly interrupting? Let me know by commenting down below.